Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we're continuing our ongoing coverage of the war between the Russian Federation and Ukraine. Now, today, I wanted to talk about and address the reported destruction of a U.S.-made M1 Abrams main battle tank. Now, I'm also going to tell you a story based on my experience in an M1 Abrams main battle tank. Now, there has been a lot of discussion, not just in this instance, but other instances as well, when you see a M1 Abrams that has been hit by a anti-tank guided weapon system or resulted in the ammunition cook-off of the ammunition storage area to the rear of the turret. A lot of times people will see what looks like smoke coming out of the crew hatches, and they believe that is a penetration of the crew compartment in which there is a fire in the crew compartment. Now, that's possible. But I want to talk about an experience that I had directly. This was early in my Army career. And I brought up this model because this model, I think, does a very good job in showing the mine plow on an Abrams tank. So the tank that I operated had one of these mine plow systems. And these systems can be challenging. Obviously, they increase the weight of the tank, and you have to learn to drive the tank in a little different manner when operating these mine plows. The biggest issue for these mine plows, and again, I know I'm kind of leading into something here, but just bear with me. The biggest issue for these mine plows is this cable here. Most people don't notice this, but it runs up the front of the tank, and then you say, well, how does this thing powered? Well, what the driver has to do is he has to take the right vision block out. Okay? And then this cable runs through the vision block. It replaces that right vision block, so you, as a driver, you can't see. Opening the hatch becomes very difficult for obvious reasons. You can get out, but it's more challenging. Some folks can open it a little bit and squeeze out. Other folks have to remove this cable. Now, you may ask yourself, well, where does this cable go from here? Well, I'll show you where it goes. Next, we're going to go to the inside of the Abrams driver's hatch. So this is going to be the front, right? So the cable is going to be coming in through this direction here. And you may ask, well, where does the cable go? What's the purpose of it? Well, you need a power source to operate the mine plow, meaning raise and lower the mine plow. And I can tell you very rarely is the plow on an Abrams ever lowered. It's usually kept up, and obviously if you drop it, you're going to start plowing. And usually it damages the plow to where you then can't, or it makes it more difficult to then raise the plow. We had a lot of challenges with these plows. So the cable runs through the right vision block and connects right here. There's a power outlet here. So you take this little cap off, you put the mine plow, you essentially plug in the mine plow cable right here, and that gives it power. Now, I want to tell you about, again, an experience that I had with this tank. So one day we had hooked up the mine plow, and we were testing it. We were going to test it. And I hooked it, and I essentially plugged it in, And when I plugged it in, that caused an immediate detonation of the tank fire extinguishing system, the Halon system. That Halon system is throughout the tank, but in my case, it's right here. So the minute I plugged that in there, it did something. There was some kind of short. It caused an issue in which the Halon system detonated. And immediately, I could not see anything. It was more difficult to breathe. I was inhaling the Halon. The Halon in the turret also detonated it as well. And what this does is it's designed to put out fires. So naturally, I cracked the driver's hatch back open and crawled out. And when you get out of the tank after this Halon detonation happens, the fire extinguishing system, the tank looks like it's on fire. It is a smoky white color, the Halon system. So when you see images of what appears to be smoke coming out of an Abrams main battle tank, it may not be smoke. It could be the Halon system that has detonated and is attempting to put out a possible fire. Now remember, in my case, I was simply hooking up the mine plow cable, and boom, it went off. So that's kind of what happens. That's what happens. Now I'm not saying that in this case we're seeing Halon coming out of the crew compartment, but I'm saying it's possible. Now, what hit this tank? We understand it was a drone of some sort. There is obviously a fire. It's difficult to say how large and expansive this fire is. I know there are other video footages of what appears to be the fuel leaking out of this area, and that could be highly likely. I would say, in all probability, this tank was destroyed. I don't think the crew was killed, possibly injured. Most definitely, the driver was not injured or killed, as he's way up front, and it looks like the point of impact was in the rear. And again, this is the driver station of the tank, and if you're looking at this image, sorry about that. So this is the driver station right here. Kind of in this particular situation, probably very difficult for this, or more difficult for this driver to evacuate this tank when the turret is over the front like it is now. Not impossible, but it does make it a little more challenging, and especially if you happen to be a plow tank, very difficult to open that hatch and then get out of that tank. And again, just something that I observed. I've been asked, what is this right here? Well, this is the heater. This big green thing. That's the heating system to the tank. It heats both the driver and the turret compartment as well. And then there is the heater exhaust system, which is in this area. This is the NBC system here. This little parallel box here, and then right in this area is a little exhaust system for that heater, which sits here. So again, the cable runs down, and then you have again the Halon systems that are throughout the tank, which very probably when you see these Abrams getting hit and you see smoke coming out of the turret, or what appears to be smoke, could in fact again be the Halon system. So again, not a lot is known about this incident, so we'll wait and see. And I would assume that we're going to see quite a bit more of video footages of these Abrams getting hit by various sorts of drones and anti-tank guided weapons fire as the conflict continues. It does appear the Ukrainians have moved these systems to the front line in an attempt to stall the current Russian offensive operation all along the front line. Now, will it work? Probably not. The Ukrainians simply just do not have enough M1A1 Abrams to really make a difference. They have something like a battalion set of about 30 Abrams main battle tanks in conjunction with over 100 Leopard 2s, many of which have been destroyed in the continuing conflict. And then additionally, obviously, the Bradley armored fighting vehicles and a host of other Western systems as well that continue to be delivered, albeit in very small amounts as we currently speak. But again, I just wanted to address that. The Russians continue offensive operations both near Avdiivka, and they also continue offensive operations further to the north, just to the south of Bakhmut, or just southwest of Bakhmut. And we anticipate that these offensive operations will continue, possibly culminating in a much larger Russian offensive that will occur quite possibly later in the summer. Again, I just wanted to talk about a little bit about the destruction of that Abrams main battle tank. Again, I believe people analyzing this conflict are putting too much weight into the deployment of those 30 M1 main battle tanks. It's really going to be irrelevant in terms of the course of the conflict. This is becoming a strategic conflict, and who can produce more weapon systems, more ammunition, who can field the largest army. And at the end of the day, the Russians are doing that. Thanks for joining us. More to come. As always, have a good day.